Okay, now we look at 5.1.1, L'Hopital rule for 0.0. Okay, let's say we have limit fx divided by gx, right? Okay, let's say this one, you have limit fx, you get 0. And then, let's say, limit gx, you get 0. So, suppose limit fx equal to limit gx is 0. Then what you have to do is you differentiate f. So, you get f prime x. And then you differentiate g, you get g prime x. And then you limit f prime x over g prime x, you will get L. So the answer for limit fx divided by gx is equal to L. Okay class, and then if you find limit f prime x divided by g prime x, you get infinity or negative infinity. So you can say that limit fx divided by gx is equal to infinity or negative infinity. Okay class, now we look at example 2. Find limit sin x over x, which is x, approach to 0 by using L'Hopital rule. Okay, so this question already told you use L'Hopital rule. Okay class, before that I will show you why you need to use L'Hopital rule. Okay, so you substitute x equal to 0, so you get sin 0 and then divide by 0. Okay, sin 0 is 0, right? Okay, so 0 divide by 0, so that is why you need to use L'Hopital rule. Okay, so how to use L'Hopital rule? As we discussed in the previous video, you need to differentiate. So limit x approach to 0, differentiate sign. Okay, so I do like this first. Maybe you can understand if I write step by step. Okay, differentiate sign with respect to x, divide by differentiate x with respect to x. So differentiate sign x, you will get limit x approach to 0, you get cos x. And then divide by differentiate x, you get 1. Okay, now you try to substitute 0. So cos 0 divide by 1. Okay, cos 0 is 1. Alright, 1 divided by 1, you get 1. So the answer is 1. Okay, now example 3. Find limit 2 ln x divided by x minus 1, which is x approach to 1. Okay, so we try to solve. Okay, example 3. Okay, so you substitute x equal to 1, so you get 2 ln 1 divided by 1 minus 1. Okay, so you can use calculator. Ln 1 is equal to 0, so you get 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. So if 0 divided by 0, you cannot solve, so cannot solve, right? So you need to use L'Hopital rule. So what you have to do is you differentiate. Okay, differentiate 2 ln x, you get 2. Okay, differentiate ln x 1 over x, and then divide by differentiate x minus 1, you get 1. Okay, next you have limit x approach to 1, so 2 over x divided by 1, right? Okay, now you try to substitute 1. So, okay, now 2 divided by 1, you get 2 here. So the answer is 2. Okay, example 4. Find limit ex minus 1 divided by x. Okay, so you substitute x equal to 0, e0 minus 1 divided by 0. So e power of 0 is 1. Okay, 1 minus 1 divided by 0. So 0 by 0. So use L'Hopital rule. Okay, limit x approach to 0. So differentiate ex minus 1 with respect to x, and then differentiate x with respect to x. So you get here, differentiate ex minus 1, you get ex. Differentiate x, you get 1. Okay, don't forget to put limit here. Okay, and then you substitute 0, E0, so E0 is 1, so this is the answer. Okay, now look at example 5. Find limit 1 minus cos x divided by x, which is x, approach to 0. Okay, so you substitute 0, limit okay, so you substitute 0, 1 minus cos 0 divided by 0 equal to 1 minus cos 0 is 1 divided by 0, so 0 divided by 0. So you need to apply L'Hopital rule. Okay, so limit x approach to 0, differentiate 1 minus cos x. Okay, differentiate 1 minus cos x with respect to x. Differentiate x with respect to x. So you get limit x approach to 0. Okay, differentiate 1, get 0, right? So 0 minus differentiate cos x, you get negative sine x. Okay, be careful with this sign, and then differentiate x, you get 1. So here you get limit x approach to 0, sine x. Okay, now you apply what is x. So sine 0, so sine 0 is 0, so you get the answer 0. Okay class, I repeat again, if 0 by 0, so if you use calculator, you will get undefined. If you use calculator we say that undefined or math error. Okay, so that is why you need to use L'Hopital rule.